Hey everybody, this is Troy Saunders, and welcome to the Bass Group Presents Listening Experiences for the Indie Artist Aficionado. Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Bass Group Presents. As you know, this is Troy Saunders, and I am so excited today. I have a friend of mine on the line that I haven't spoken to in a long time. I even haven't seen him in a long time. So for him to say that he wanted to be a guest on this show, I was just over the moon. And his name is Ashley Scott. Matter of fact, his single is working the charts over in the UK, and I'm just honored and proud that he's here. So before I even introduce you, before we start to talk, I'm going to play a little song for you by him. This is called Dance the Night Away. This is a single from last year. What's last year?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. You see, Ashley's here already, y'all. So yeah, 2020. It was from last year, and this is the remix. I enjoy this song so much, so I wanted to start it off with. Here we go.
That time of the week when your mind starts to see, wanting to do your own thing, makes you want to do some dancing. Let's set the date, baby, so you can get to the floor. Your hair, your nails, dress, and shoes is all that we need. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on. 1, 2 step the stress away. Come on. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on. 1, 2 step the stress away. Come on. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you. Let's have some food and some wine. Baby, tonight your light will shine. Once you decide to let go of all that's bothering you. Now we take to the floor to move to the left, move to the right. Step up and take it back tonight. Let go of all the things on your mind, and we can have a good time. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on, 1, 2, step the stress away. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on, just me and
I know one thing that makes me want to move. Without further ado, everybody, welcome Ashley Scott.
What's up, son?
What's up, man?
How's it going? Congrats on this podcast, man. I heard the first, a couple of podcasts, but congrats on all that you're doing right now for the artists that you know and love, and the indie artists that you're helping out as well.
Well, thank you. You know, that's my passion. I just love music, and I love getting out to people. And, to me, it's so much good music out there that nobody gets to hear. We're inundated with the stuff that plays on the radio, but there's so much underground stuff that's so much better, in my opinion.
No, you're right. Some of the best stuff doesn't get the commercial success that it deserves, and I highly agree with that. But you do love music. That's how we met. We won't say the number of years that we go back, but it's only a few because we're both 25. And, but that's actually how we met, man.
I got you by a couple of years too. So,
Okay, you can be 30. I'm 25.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how we met. So yeah, Matt. So that was at what? Oh, well, I ain't gonna say the year. So,
yeah, we won't say the year.
I don't know shame in my game. I'll tell you, buddy.
Right. Yeah, but we'll let people play their own algebra numbers game in their head.
Let them guess. Let them guess
as we have conversation. But yeah, we met at a Shaka Khan concert.
Yeah. It was Shaka and Patty.
Yeah, that was an awesome show.
That was. They both were singing their face off.
Yeah, DC Constitution Hall, man.
Yep. And then we had an after party for Shaka afterwards on U Street.
I remember. That was a great time.
You know, Shaka came in there and hung out for, it must have seemed like it was like an hour or two she was in there.
It was. And that was a great moment, man. And I remember my good friend who not recently, but who passed away, Nathan Heathman, was with me that night.
Wow.
And he's a jazz pianist. Well, he's a pianist out of DC. He was Gene Carnes' musical director.
Wow.
And, he was there that night, and
sleep in peace,
man,
Nathan.
it was just awesome.
Sleep in peace, Nathan. Yeah, it was an awesome night. You know, a manager came in to me and said, Troy, she said she was going to come in here and leave and stay only for like 15, 20 minutes. She wound up staying half the night.
Yeah, man. But I mean, hey, got a chance to be in the company of a legend. So
exactly.
Yeah, that was a great time.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I saw on a TV show like a next day or 2 days later, and she was wearing a hat that she purchased in that boutique.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. But that was just a dynamite tour, and they were both on fire.
Yes, they were. I think I saw them 5 times during that tour. I was at Madison Square Garden, Westbury, Constitution Hall, and then the next day we went to. They were in Maryland. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at Baltimore.
Yeah. I saw her last year out here in the Pennsylvania area. She played about an hour away in Bethlehem, PA, where they have a Sands Casino. Her and Michael McDonald, and she was on fire, man. Yeah. I mean, it was a good night.
I love when she's on fire.
Yeah, she was on fire, and background was on fire as well. Miss Audrey and Tiffany and Tracy, I think, right?
I know.
Yeah. I'm bad with names. I see faces in my
I know.
In my head.
Oh my God, what's her name?
Scruggs.
Tony.
Scruggs, yeah.
Right.
I knew it was a T. I'm like,
right.
T.L. Scruggs. I'm thinking Facebook names and
stuff.
Yeah,
what'd you say the last name? I got it. Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll
edit that part. Hopefully she'll forgive us if she listens.
You know.
But I mean, they were on fire, man. And she hit my part. My favorite part is Everlasting Love on that second or third verse where they do that harmony part.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they just nailed it. That's my favorite part of the whole show.
Mine too.
When I hear that, I'm good. So.
When she does Everlasting Love, that's it. That just takes me there. And boom. And you know what? As much as I like Through the Fire too, the way they do it live too. They always take it to another level.
Then.
Yeah.
She calls him Jesus on that one.
Okay. So anyway, back to you.
Yeah, man. We were just reminiscing. Okay.
Yeah. Back to you. Everybody know how much I love Shaka, so they expect something to come out.
I mean, that was where we all met.
Well, that's what
years ago.
That's what I was talking about on the other podcast. I was saying that most of the people, a lot of people that I'm friends with, started out. I met them in some kind of way with Shaka Khan, through Shaka Khan. Either going to a concert or backstage with them or something. Something always drew these people towards me.
Hey, man, you're a good cat, though, man. So you've been supportive of a lot of people. So, a lot of people owe you, a lot of debt of gratitude. Did I say that right? That part, I can't even talk. I'm stuttering.
So,
they do. Okay.
But I'm glad to be doing this podcast because I've been silent for a long time, because I moved to Connecticut, so I wasn't in New York for a while. So I kind of lost track of a lot of things that were going on. And then I got in a relationship. I'm partnered, and then we adopted a little girl. And shoot, you know how it is once you have children. Your time is not your time anymore.
This is true. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, both girls, and I call them the WWE Tag Team Champions. The 2-year-old is a mat wrestler, so she can wiggle out of holes, when it's time to change diapers and, try to scoop her up to go to bed. And then the 5-year-old, she's the high flyer. She jumps off the couch and gives me leg drops and knee drops and everything in the back of the neck. So, and they just double team daddy, and we have handicap matches 2 against 1. So
sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Hey, when I get them to sleep, that's when I win. That's my 3 count. But other than that, I'm losing, man, when they're awake. So
exactly. Right now I got a little time because Indigo is my daughter's name. She's at the swim. She's in a competitive swim team. She's 11.
Okay.
So that's my hour and a half to get this in.
Gotcha. All right, so we'll stop talking about everything else and everybody else. Let's start the story. Okay, a long time ago.
Yeah. So you, like me, I'm sure, music was in your home from, birth.
Yes, it was. It was.
So, and to have an aunt, Helen Scott, how was that? Did you feel like you was Philadelphia royalty?
No, not really. Some people try to call me that, but I'm not going to, grab that baton. I mean, I'm going to let people say what they want to say, and I'll just say thank you and be, grateful for the compliments. But yeah, music was always in my house. My dad had a huge record collection. He had Earth, Wind and Fire, Chicago, Stevie Wonder. He was a huge Songs in the Key of Life. He was always playing that record. He always said, if you want to sing a song, Az is the best song ever. Mm-hmm. He used to work in retail, and he used to always open up his store every morning with the first Chicago Transit Authority album. And of course, he loved everything that David Foster did with them, like Hard Havoc to Break and Hard to Say I'm Sorry is like his all-time favorite song. Mm-hmm. And Earth, Wind and Fire is his favorite group. So when they toured a couple of years ago as a package, he went to the show and had the best time of his life. And my aunt is a member of the 3 Degrees. She started when she was 15, took about 10 years off, came back. She's on some of those disco hits that they did with Giorgio Moroder, like Giving Up, Giving In, Woman in Love, My Simple Heart, and The Runner. And those were the first records that I actually was able to have in my room on a kid record player. And
he did some Donna Summers tracks, didn't he? Didn't he do Donna?
He did all Donna stuff.
Yeah.
So they had that sound. This was after their Philadelphia international success. And I scratched up all her records. And one record that I did kind of take out of my dad's collection was Rick James' Give It To Me. And that was like my all-time favorite back then. And so, yeah, it was just always in the house. And of course you go through your Michael phase and your Prince phase and your Luther phase and your New Edition phase and Babyface phase and Jammin' Lewis and Janet and everything in the 90s and the whole neo soul. And here we are today. So
hey,
in college, I had to, go back a little bit further and learn jazz, which was great. I went to Howard University, and Webster Lewis was one of my professors, along with Grady Tate and Kehembe Eichelberger. And Grady is like the most recorded jazz drummer of all time. He worked with Quincy Jones and, Frank Sinatra and all those folks, Lena Horne, where he's a singer as well. And,
yeah. I looked him up. I was like, oh, yeah. I forgot about it. And then he did all the Schoolhouse. He did a few Schoolhouse Rock songs. And I said, I remember that song, that voice when I was a kid.
Yeah, right. But Grover actually used to take him out when Bill Withers couldn't tour with him. So like there's a clip that I just found of them from Japan of Grady performing just the 2 of us with Grover and Pieces of a Dream as the backing band. And it's just like a real awesome clip. And so, I mean, he was just great. Grady taught me the importance of lyrics and being able to convey what you're singing, and make that an important part of your presentation and performance. I remember going into one of my lessons with him at the time at Howard, and I had to sing When I Fall in Love, and I practiced it at home, heard the melody, stuck to the melody, got to it. And he was like, okay, you sound cool. He said, but have you ever been in love, man? Do you know what this stuff means? I'm giving you the G-rated version because he was really cussing me out, dropping F-bombs and S's. And he goes, you know what this stuff means, man? He goes, have you ever effing been in love, man? He goes, now start it again and sing the stuff right.
Okay. Put some feeling in it.
Right. But it was like vocal boot camp, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was just an awesome experience. So I definitely keep all that and all those teachings and times, in my heart and in my brain, and every time I'm performing and writing new stuff and performing new stuff. Webster Lewis was a pianist. He worked with Barry White's Love Unlimited Orchestra. He was a conductor. And he also had 4 albums on CBS Records, which is now Sony, back in the day. And he also produced Here's Looking Up to You for Michael Wyckoff, which was later sampled by Jeanne. for Hey Mr. DJ. And the one thing that he taught us was he encouraged all the students to remain independent artists. He said, don't go after a major deal, because a major record contract is nothing but a credit card. What they put out, you will pay back. And that has always stuck with me, forever and a day. And I'm glad to be independent now. I have my own label and I'm putting out my own music, and I'm making music that I like, and it's being, successful in different parts of the world. So I'm definitely international right now, and it's a good feeling. So now I got to get out there and perform, and can't wait to do that. The past 2 days, I've just really been trying to plan out performances in my head. Just been walking around singing a show in my head, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to get back to work.
No, from what I see, you got a few dates. You got a couple coming up this weekend, don't you?
So I do private stuff as well. So a lot of dates on my website right now are private, but I'm posting that to show people that I'm still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So public stuff I will post, once I get some things lined up. I'm going to put together a team, in the next week or so to kind of start looking at venues and pitching to venues in different cities and things of that nature, because I'm ready to take the show on the road. So.
All right. Well, you let me know, because I want to check it out.
I'm trying to come to all the major cities, man. So. But I definitely want to go abroad right now, especially to London and the UK, because that's where a lot of the success is happening for me right now. My recent single that came out on April 23rd, 2021, called Don't Throw Our Love Away, it entered the Breakers chart, which is the new release charts of the UK Soul chart. It entered the Breakers chart at number 3. The following week, I would say the 28th, it entered the UK Soul chart at number 26.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Then the following week, it jumped up to number 3. Last week, it was number 10, and now it's currently 13. So I'm hoping I have another week or so, on the charts. If not, so many people right now are just releasing music that it's getting flooded in the competition. Not that it's competition, but
yeah,
competition is getting
something new is coming in so quickly that you can't stay up there too long, because then something else is coming up so quick.
Exactly. The waters are crowded. So,
yeah,
but it's all good. I have a dance remix coming out for that one. And I'm releasing another new single July 30th called Thought of You. And then I'll have another dance remix for that. And I'm trying to get a ballad out in the fall or before the Christmas music, hits the airwaves and whatever shelves are left in the commercial marketplace.
And then you're going to put it all together for an album?
No, I'm just going to do singles, man. We're not in an album time, unfortunately. And, everything that I record, I definitely want to count and to be heard. So, I would love to do an album, but right now I just prefer singles. And I'll compile a project, for merchandise when I do performances that'll have all the songs on there, but it's not an official album. It'll just be the current single and then all the previous releases, so that people can kind of have the catalog, on a hard copy.
All right. That sounds good too.
Yeah.
Well, since we talked about, let's play that single.
Okay, cool.
Here's Don't Throw Our Love Away.
We said some things that cut like a knife, but I won't let you walk out my life. Our love was blessed from above. Baby, don't throw our love away. It should grow and grow every day. Yeah, don't throw our love away today, 'cause our love is here to stay. It was a fight, it doesn't matter who's wrong or right. What can I do to make you see that you're
I love it. That is just smooth. That is so smooth. I love that song.
Thanks. I actually enjoy it too. I've been hearing it. I mean, of course, I hear it just about every day now. My kids like it, and then in doing interviews and stuff, or I get tagged to a lot of different radio programs when people play it. So I always kind of try to play it back just to hear what the folks say before or after the record in terms of the radio. Mm-hmm. But even hearing it now, I'm just planning the show, in my brain. So as I said on another interview situation that was based abroad in the UK, I said, well, with this being, so successful right now, we know what the last song of the show is going to be. So hopefully people don't come to hear it first, because then they'll leave right afterwards if I start off with the song.
You got to keep them in there.
This has to be like the last song of the night now. So I'm getting the show order in my brain for the tour schedule. So
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you work it out. You got to get in your head first and then put it out. Matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Do you play any instruments?
No, I don't. I just sing, and I can arrange harmonies. A lot of the vocals that you hear in my stuff, I definitely arranged and brought other singers in to kind of execute, so that so my creative process is very traditional. So as you can hear in most of the songs, with the exception of the dance remixes, everything else is live band. So I definitely brought in other singers on the records, because in just my opinion, it wasn't just Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones that made Thriller and Off the Wall and Bad, the successes that they were. It was everybody that played and sung a note on the record. So I wanted to make it a more traditional, creative process. Some people call it old school. I just say traditional, because traditional sounds better.
And I like traditional. And to me, that's the best way to do it. As far as I'm concerned, you get more people into it. It gives there's more flavor to the stew, as they say,
or more colors to the painting,
right?
And I totally agree. I didn't want to be the one man band, singing all the parts, and I didn't want just one person playing everything on the keyboard and programming the sounds and everything. So, but I mean, I had some great dynamite musicians and vocalists on just about all the records that I've done, the 3 that I've done so far. So the next one will be, just as good, coming out in July. So I'm excited right now just to be, releasing great, some good music.
Shoot, I'm excited for you. So what do you do? Do you sing it and then somebody comes in and plays the piano part, or do you?
Yeah. I hear melodies in my head. Sometimes I'll just get them and I just kind of know the approach that I want to take, and you just kind of try to channel all of your influences into what it is you do. The next song definitely has some vibes of some, classic stuff in the vocals. I was aiming for, I won't say who because we're in a heavy litigation time period right now where people want to sue you for song titles and breathing a certain way and singing a note a certain way and or even walking a certain way. He walks like my daddy, I'm gonna sue. So I don't want to get into all of that, but there was a certain vibe that I was going for on the next song, and even on this one, it was just the smooth stuff. So
I love the smooth stuff. My daughter calls it, oh, daddy just loves that sleepy music. I'm like, that's not sleepy. What are you talking about? It's heartfelt. That's when somebody's really into something. Anybody can sing a fast song, more or less. But when you go into a slow song, you really have to have your emotions. Your emotions are on your sleeve at that time. And it has to be that way. Else nobody's going to receive it.
Right. I agree.
So, I was a little kid and I was always playing slow music. Jean Carn. Jean Carn is my girl.
Oh, yeah.
I got everything by her. And her voice is just insane. And I remember I was in 6th grade and we were going on a school trip. And I had my little headphones on. And all the other kids in the bus like, oh, what are you listening to, Troy? And I was like, oh, look, this is Eloise Laws and Jean Carn and who?
Right. Look, when I was in school, I was listening to Motown records and everybody else was on rap records. So,
I
mean, that goes to tell you, because that Motown 25, special was just so impactful in the world.
Yes, it was.
It made you just go dive into the records and into the music. And then with my family being into it too, my aunt was always doing a lot of cover songs in her show. Anything from the Beatles medley to Sting stuff to jazz standards like Stardust, you know, and so, you know, a lot of things that they did, that was like my first introduction to those songs. So anytime I heard the original versions, I was hearing her arrangements in my head and only hearing certain portions of the song because all of her stuff was always medley, no matter what she was doing. So, you know, it just opened up my ears and my eyes to a lot of different styles and of music. And so I just appreciate that stuff. And so I'm trying to keep the tradition of good music alive.
Yeah, that's a good thing. My father was a singer, and he played the keyboard and he played the guitar. And we had an 8-track in our house. No, a reel-to-reel. We had a reel-to-reel in our house. And my father would go in there and do Marvin Gaye songs. So he would sing one part, then, you know, rewind the reel-to-reel, sing another part, rewind it, sing another part. He would do that with Marvin Gaye songs, the OJs, you know, all that he would sing. So, you know, he was heavily into his music. So you know, it had to rub off on me.
Yeah. And I mean, I love harmonies. And so growing up with, again, the 3 Degrees, the Delfonics, I love the OJs. I always wanted a group. I never really wanted to be a solo artist, but I didn't know what it took to keep a group together. So once I tried it, it was like, okay, this is a lot. And they didn't work out. So I had to keep going.
There's too many personalities, huh?
Yeah. And I give kudos to any group, especially those that I just mentioned, for being together for 50 years and more.
Exactly. You telling it. Yeah, I mean, I tried my hand in singing for a while, and I said, you know what? This is too much. Because, you know, you go out there and you go to a gig, and then the man said he don't want to pay you. It's stuff like that. I remember I was at one gig, and the man said he didn't want to pay me. I was like, what? And, you know, I had my family there. They was like, what? Pulled off the earrings.
Yeah, it gets like that.
We about to tighten his butt up. He's why he not going to pay you.
You got to have some people with you, you know, take them in the back room and, you know.
But then he said, no, I'll pay you. But, don't come back tomorrow. I said, don't worry about it because I'm not coming back tomorrow. So, yeah, it was, those times are crazy. But, now that I'm old, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to still try because I dream up a lot of songs. I just got to write them down because I always wake up and I'm like, oh, what was that I was singing?
Yeah.
That wasn't, Shaka never made that song.
Right.
That's something I dreamt up, and I was like dancing to it too in my head. I was like, oh my God, that song is bad. Then I said, oh shoot, that's something I dreamt up. So a couple of them I wrote down, but I got to really, Troy, you got to put a tape recorder on the side of your bed.
Yeah, and the voice memo in your phone now.
Right. She said, and when you wake up, when you feel it, you just yell whatever you hear, whatever you was dreaming, say it. I said, yeah.
She's an awesome talent too, and a great lady.
Okay, I
know you love her too, and I do too. I met her quite a few times, and her husband is a good friend of mine as well from Philly. But yeah, she's an awesome talent. I love her I love the new album that she has out, but that last album, All
Let
the
Love
Way,
Rule.
is just yes. Yeah. But All the Way is just like my favorite song now.
Yeah, mine too. I was like, oh my God. When I heard that the first time, I was like, oh my God. Lad, you outdid yourself on that one.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I love her.
Outdid herself. I'm glad the Grammys finally recognized her. And
yes.
And she was awarded one this year.
She served on the board for the one of the California chapters, and I served for the Philly chapter for a long time. So, we knew each other just from other mutual friends. I had some people that used to play for her, and, like I said, her husband is a good friend of mine. So, I was extremely happy that she finally got a Grammy this past year.
Okay. So, yeah, matter of fact, the person I had on episode 1, Tangeray Hayward, you know her?
Yeah, we live in the same neighborhood. She lives about 6 blocks away.
Get at it.
Yeah, we live in the same neighborhood, but we're always like ships in the night, so we never see each other in the area. We always see each other at our shows. We talk about maybe once every other week or, every 2 weeks at max, just to kind of check in on each other. But, her stuff is just extremely great right now. Her album is awesome. Okay. She's really doing her thing on the international level. The UK is loving her right now.
Okay.
And, her project is doing very good. So, we talked about some things like, we should, maybe try to work together. So we're going to see what we can do, especially for the coming year as the world opens back up.
Yeah, because the Philly is hitting it. There's a lot of good Philly artists, always has been.
Yeah, but it never stops here.
No,
it
doesn't.
Stops here. The veterans are still doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying those from the 60s and the 70s, the 80s and the 90s and the neo-soul era. And I hate to use the term neo-soul, but that early 2000s era of soul music.
Yeah.
With Jill and Kindred and Jaguar and who else? Jazzy Fat Nasty's Vivian, Music Soul Child, Eric Roberson, Bilal, Jeff Bradshaw, Carol Rick. I think I named everybody. Lady Alma.
Okay.
I try to name everybody because then, hey, you forgot me.
Right. But yeah, I remember as a kid, which I told Tangeray too. I said my family was originally from Philadelphia, but I was in like my mother was the first person born in New York, but her sister was born in Philadelphia, and her mother, and all that type of stuff. So we used to go to Philadelphia a lot to visit my great grandmother and my uncle and all that.
Yeah, and I heard the address, so it was in West Philly.
Yeah, 5444 Ludlow, which was my uncle and my uncle and my grandfather was musically inclined too. My grandfather always made up songs and played music and stuff like that. So that's how I remember the address, because he made a song about it. You want to hear it? Here it goes.
Right, exactly. This is where we live. Thank you very much. I couldn't hit that high note.
Okay.
Not today.
Well, my stomach is full, so I'm not even going to try it right now. So, when you got food in your stomach, you can't really sing like you can if you don't have food.
This is true. This is true. Otherwise, you get hangry.
Okay. So
Don't get hangry.
So yeah, I'm just happy that all this is going down.
Me too, man. And this song is like I said, this song is really doing very well abroad and here in the States as well. It was marketed to the smooth jazz radio. I kind of co-produced the song with some other musicians, but I was able to get a saxophone player named Elin Trotman to play on the record, and he's very known in the smooth jazz, area. And so it was good to get him involved, and he's a cool guy to work with. So I got him to play sax on the record. So it was marketed in the U.S. to smooth jazz radio, and so it did do well on smoothjazz.com. Got some good spins on some great stations, across the country. So it definitely, did very well. So I'm very thankful. And this song was actually the most funniest experience that I ever had writing this one. Mm-hmm. The quick version of the story is that I was on my way I co-wrote the song with the keyboardist here in Philly named Stan Brisbane. And I was on my way to his studio because we had some other songs that we wrote and we were working on those at the time. Those songs are unreleased yet. And my car broke down. I had to catch the bus. So as you know, no matter what city you're in, whether you're in London or New York, DC or Philly or Chicago, public transportation is definitely an experience, and you never know what you're going to encounter.
Okay.
So I'm on the bus and we pull up to this stop, and this couple got on and they were loud and they were arguing with each other, and they must have started way before they got on the bus. But what started before they got on was brought on to the bus, and everybody just couldn't help but to be brought into the conversation because they were so loud. But no one was trying to look at them or, get involved or, be seen laughing at them at that because of just the way the world is.
Right. They know it spill over and they want to tag team you.
But everybody was looking down at their phones, and people started trying to read their newspapers and put their heads down. You had brand new fashion designers on this bus because no one had hoodies originally, but they were pulling their shirts over their head and cracking up at this couple. And I didn't even get a look at their faces either. They were just so loud. And they didn't see me either, but they don't even know that they were the inspiration for this song. And she was just so tired of his stuff. And I don't know what her deal was for, being so upset, but he was trying to be strong as well. And I almost compared their argument, and I'm going on record for saying I did not base the song off of the example that I'm giving,
right?
But it was almost like that very, very first episode of Martin, where he said, I think he kind of got on the radio and played Gina a little bit, and she got mad, and he said, all right, Gina, go ahead, step, I'm gonna be all right. And she started walking out that door.
He started crying.
Don't leave me, Gina, don't leave me. So that's how the guy was. He was strong, goes, all right, babe, whatever. Yeah, you do this too, and you get on my nerves too. So when they got up to their stop, she said, come to your apartment and get your stuff out. And then that's when he got on that begging mode, and he was like, all right, baby, I'm sorry. Look, he said, look, don't throw our love away. And then the doors closed, and we kept going on the bus, and they got off. So I ended up trying to put myself, I like the title and what he said. He said, don't throw our love away. So I said, okay, that's a cool title right there. So I started writing the song on the bus to the studio, and we ended up, working it out and composing it that day.
Wow.
So it was, but I mean, it was a mess.
Well, good thing they don't know that the song is written from their words, because then they were trying to get 50%.
Right, exactly. That whole litigation stuff.
Right.
I said it on the bus. He heard me.
I remember him. He was sitting right there.
It's going to flood because I'm going to have about 500 people inboxing me after they hear your podcast now. So.
Okay, you talking about, that was me.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
So
what else is in store? Just going on tour? I mean, doing a few shows, going abroad?
Well, again, that's the goal. I think they plan stuff a year out. So, I mean, I am fully vaccinated, but I need to kind of, talk to some venues and pictures and talk to some promoters over there. So I'm going to begin that planning next week with the little team to kind of put them on it, because there's not enough hours in the day for me to do it. And I am the artist. I am the record company owner. I am the manager. I'm the social media person. I'm the publicity person. I'm the person that breathes and, writes the checks and does everything else. So, I got some help, but, at the same time, I'm just doing so much. And being a dad to the WWE Tag Team Champions here, the 5-year-old and the 2-year-old, it's just not enough time in the day.
I know how you feel. Because I'm thinking,
man.
I started doing 2 podcasts. Should I have been doing 2 podcasts? Because I'm the only one that's doing it. Right. And I'm the one that's editing it. I'm the one that's putting out the,
right.
promos.
I have a podcast that I started, and I did not do the vocal editing yet. And I need to hurry up because time is lapsing. So, I'm doing a whole lot. The pandemic has even caused, a lot of people to pivot and find other things. And I have a whole nother business that I pivoted to that I haven't even fully launched yet. Mm-hmm. So, I need to get that going to, keep to stay alive, and
yeah.
So,
you
have to have multiple streams of revenue coming in,
Exactly. I mean, I've been blessed to be able to retire at a young age. So,
yeah, I mean, 25, you're a child prodigy, brother.
You know what I'm saying? I was like 2 when I started the job.
Exactly. That's exactly how it is, man. That's what we do.
So now I can, start this up and, work on my passions.
Yeah. I'll send you all my files and you can edit them.
Right.
Go produce my podcast. I'll give you 3.
I became pretty good at it. I'm, like the one I did with Melissa, I said, wait, so we don't have enough music in here. So I added some songs to it and, made it sound like it was part of, the conversation. I was like, Troy, you doing good with this editing stuff.
Oh, shucks. All right. So I had a song, there's an original version of Dance the Night Away. Since we're playing songs, I don't know if you want to play that one too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that was co-written by Will Downing and I.
Matter of fact, I was going to talk about Will.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Will.
Will and I went to the same high school. He graduated when I was a freshman.
Okay.
But I knew who he was. Oops. Almost giving out ages and stuff and times.
Yeah.
So
you were 2, he was 6.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. We were ahead of our time in high school.
Right, yeah. And yeah, I met him in college when I was in college through my professor, Webster Lewis at the time. And ended up seeing him a few times afterwards and just, connecting. And so about 8 years ago, I checked in on him and started doing some work with him on the business side on his team. And I'm still on this team. So I'm thankful for that. It's the best job I ever had. And I share a lot of my musical ideas with him. So when I was writing Dance the Night Away, I played the track for him. and, sung it down. He goes, all right, this is cool. He said, I'm feeling the track. And he said, but you might want to do this here. And he just gave me some ideas for the song. And when he did that, I was like, wait a minute, this means we're co-writing a song together. He goes, no, I'm just giving you some ideas. He said, yeah, but I'm going to take the ideas, but now I have to credit you. So this means we're co-writing a song together. Either way, I'm thankful. I was just happy and grateful and humbled, to that he did that. So, we recorded the track and it came out pretty good. The UK received that one as well, went to number 10 on the UK soul charts, the original version of it. The remix came out that you played earlier, came out in June of 2020. And that did pretty well in some radio charts in Italy. And actually, I did get some hometown love on WDAS here in Philly as well.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, hometown giving you some love over there?
Yeah, yes, they did give me some love on the dance record, which, they have a dance show every Saturday night, during the club time. So, yeah, the DJ played it there. Commercial radio is really hard to get on here in the States,
Yeah, it is.
So without going too deep into that, but the UK is a little bit more open to independent artists and independent music, and they're definitely loyal fans. Yeah. I mean, that's proof because, they support all the people that we're not thinking about as much here in the States. Those people are over there. So case in point, my aunt is still touring after 58 years in the business. Yeah. Will can go over there and tour. Shaka can go over there and tour, and she'll use incognito and it'll just be a dynamite show. You know what I mean? So Gene Carn is still going over there and touring, you know what I mean? So I just appreciate those audiences as well. And
but that's the one thing,
success.
That's the one thing that we talked about in with Melissa also when we did that podcast episode. She was saying that we need to, as a community, uplift our legends and uplift the people that paved the way, and continue can keep them on our tongue, continue to play them, continue to embrace R&B, soul, and jazz. Before there was at least CD 101.9 gone, Wow. That is just so sad.
In New York is where, everything happens. I think every city has their own, great station, I mean, I'm going to be cool with it because I'm trying to get played. So
yeah, right. Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Every city has their staple, stations. I think those stations do pretty well for those communities. I mean, HUR is a staple in DC along with Magic 102.3. Philly has WDAS and New York has WBLS. Right. So, but I just hope to be played on all of them.
Okay. Yes.
Please play my music.
Yeah. So, everybody
I want
just
to talk to Lenny Green and the folks at HUR. I know Lenny's in New York, but
right.
I can call the Philly people. They'll help out a little something, Yeah. But even though if I'm not being played, they still got love for me. So, but yeah, I want to be played on all radio. So
and
radio's good.
It's not the DJs, the DJs know. So I'm not hating on the DJs. I love y'all.
Well, here's how a program director once put it to me. He said, you have about 22 slots an hour to play music. And 10 of those slots have to go to all the people that they play every hour. We won't say those names.
Right.
Then you have to play the classic stuff. And I'm saying this is for urban AC radio. So for some of those stations that we mentioned, play, hits and oldies and your contemporary, R&B. So you have to play the new stuff. And that's about maybe 10 slots. Then you have maybe 8 slots for the classic stuff that you have to play. That's the Motown, the Philly, the disco, the Luther, the Michael, the 90s stuff, everybody. Right. Everybody's included in those 8 slots. Then you have about 4 slots left that might be for independent artists. And if you think about it, some of the greats that we love right now are independent artists. Yeah. Some of those indie artists might be lucky enough to get in that 10 slot to get played every hour. But if not, they're competing with each other to get into those playlists at the major radio stations in those major markets. So it's a little tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough thing. And it's definitely a lot of business that has to be handled, and I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I know. Yep, I get it. That's why we're here with podcasts, and I also have my playlist on Spotify and Apple Music that I showcase independent artists and stuff on there. So yeah, any way we can get the word out, we should do it.
Man. Definitely.
So let me make sure I have Dance the Night Away already here. All right, everybody. Before we heard the dance version of Dance the Night Away, now we're going to hear the original version, which is just as spectacular. So check it out, yeah.
It's that time of the week when your mind starts to see, wanting to do your own thing, makes you wanna do something, see. Let's set the date, baby, so you can get to the floor. Your hair, your nails, dress, and shoes is all that we need. Baby, we can dance the night away. 1, 2 step the stress away. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you. Let's have some food and some wine. Baby, tonight your light will shine. Once you decide to let go of all that's bothering you. Now we take to the floor to move to the left, move to the right. Step up and take it back tonight. Let go of all the things on your mind. We can have a good time. Baby, we can dance the night away. 1, 2, step the stress away. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on, just me and you. Waltz, tango, salsa, cha-cha, rumba, ballroom, merengue, foxtrot, jitterbug, samba, mamba, swing, jive, hustle, bolero, two-step, conga, flamingo, sente, breaking, get your shoes so we can dance the night away. Ooh, step the stress away. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you.
I know they were stepping to that song. I can hear them in Chi-Town just
Yeah.
stepping.
I hope they did and hope they still do.
Okay. Yeah, so you have two different dance versions. You got the step, and then you got the
Yeah.
little house rhythm.
Yeah, and it's funny too because again, with playing with show ideas in my brain, it's like, okay, how do I mix this stuff up? Because some people like one, some people like the other, and you kind of want to incorporate a little bit of everything just to kind of please the audience. So I'm like, which version should I do?
Well,
So, yeah,
oh, I can hear that. I think you can start off with the stepping version, and then
and then just go
in the middle,
yeah, dance tonight.
Yeah.
That's real fast. Yeah,
right where the breakdown is at,
yeah,
change the beat on it.
yeah. That might work. We'll see.
Yeah.
See. Gotta get with the musicians and get creative and arrange some things. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
So you have a band that you're already thinking about putting together? You have people that you ready to go on the road?
It's whoever's available that I trust and work with and that I know can play well together. I have different singers as well that I work with as well. So to me, I'm definitely, I mean, the musicians are important, but so just as important as the singers, because I do a lot of harmony as well. So on stage, and so I need people that I can blend well with, and that can just execute that part and can really hit the notes and things of that nature. So
I remember when I used to do the promotion shows. Excuse me. And I had a house band, and they would go to, they would learn all the songs, whatever artist was coming in. And then 2 days before the show, the artists would fly in, and they would, go to rehearsal. And that made it easier for the artist, where he or she wouldn't have to bring a whole band with them.
Right.
And I was like, I was blessed to be able to have those cats over there, and that was able to play all those different songs, and bring it all together.
And that's the type of thing I'm kind of open to doing as well, because I mean, I do want to work, but sometimes it's just not financially able to bring 3 people, 4 people, as many as 6, on the road nowadays. So I'm open to working with different musicians and singers, or at least just bringing a portion, like maybe 2 singers or something. Again, that vocal portion of the show is what's really important to me. Yeah. So, I want that to be as nice and colorful as possible. So having those voices that I'm comfortable with, is what's really important. But there are people that I know in other cities that, could do it, but, everybody's on their own thing. So it's all a matter of who's available. Yeah. It's all about putting that together, and then the timing of everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I get it. I know you do. You've been in the game for a minute. So, So, what else I would ask you? You said you like the other song, Words. Oh, yeah. Well, so tell me about Words. How did that come to be? Words was my first single from 2016. And it's a ballad. It's hard to kind of release a ballad as a first song, but it actually did pretty well. It got picked up on some national and international soul music sites like Soul Tracks and Soul Singers Room and Soul Bounce, and they gave good reviews about it. And it was also picked up by Expansion Records in the UK and put on a compilation CD called Luxury Soul 2017. So it gave it some more extended life. So basically, Words is about a couple, or a person who doesn't like to argue and doesn't like confrontation. And so, I mean, sometimes you have to confront matters, but, you have to just kind of be mindful of what you say, because you could say the wrong thing and things could change very quickly, and you can't take certain things back. So, it's okay to table the conversation for a later date, when tempers are more even, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much where I wrote that from. Now, you've been in the game a long time too. What made you decide, like around 2016, that, I'm going to just start doing my thing, because, you've been around a while. Yeah. I mean, a few years, just a few years, since I was, I'm 25 now. So since I was about 20. Yeah. Honestly, it was a little bit of depression beforehand, because the industry is so much on trends, and I didn't know initially where I fit in. I didn't know what my sound was. And it took some acceptance of, your sound and your voice and the type of music that you wanted to do. And I got to a point where I said, there are people putting out far less quality material than I would put out. And it's no disrespect to anyone else. I'm not saying mine is better than anyone else, but there are people doing things that it's not in me to do. Right. And I figured the world is bigger than your city. The world is bigger than your street, your state, your country. And so somebody's going to like it somewhere in the world. And you just have to put it out there and just go ahead and do it. And, there were other people like Layla Hathaway and Rasan Patterson. I remember being at a concert that they were at, and, just kind of explaining that to them as well. They're like, you just got to put it out. Yeah. Just go with your gut and put out your music and let the world hear it. And so I did, and I've never looked back. So I'm just excited right now because I'm a little bit more consistent this year with releasing new singles. So I'll go back in hibernation in the fall and, cook up new stuff for 2022.
Shout out to Layla and Masan. We love you. And thank you for giving Ashley that push.
Yeah. I mean, it was a conversation I had with them at, I think it was Berks Jazz Festival a couple years ago. And that was probably before I released Words. And they're like, yeah, just go ahead and, do your thing. So I did. And, I'm extremely excited with the success that it did have. It didn't have this success of Dance the Night Away or Don't Throw Our Love Away currently, but people know it. And I get messages from different parts of the world saying, hey, this song really ministered to my heart, man. And I still play this song. I'm like, thank you. I need all the streams we can get.
Okay.
We need those,
like you say, you put
0.00007s on the penny,
yeah,
for my great grandkids in the future.
But like you say, you just got to put it out there, and somebody gonna love it somewhere.
Yeah. And again, I'm thankful for those that do.
Everything is not for everybody, So doing this is giving me some inspiration. I might go in there and write me a little song and sing something,
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I have a friend in California from Howard recently that just put out a single, and she wrote a song about her aunt, and she wanted to, because her aunt just recently passed away, and I hooked her up with some musicians in California, and they came up with an immaculate song for her and really produced it. Actually, some musicians that at one point played for Shaka. Yeah. My friend Chad. Can't think of Chad's last name. Chad, he's a drummer, and his wife Noriko Oling, she's Japanese, and they produced a record on her, so it's out now, and she's just really ecstatic. She didn't know where to go, so I just directed her to some good people that could really produce a nice recording on her. And again, she just said, she agrees with the same thing. You just have to go out and do it.
Yeah. And right now is the best time to do all that type of stuff. Because to me, with the internet and more or less, I'm going to say the internet, you can put any, whatever you want to put out, you can put out there, in more ways than one. It's not just a record company. You can reinvent yourself in so many different ways now that wasn't there before.
Yeah, I just encourage people to do it the proper way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that they can be taken seriously. I know you know the way. I'm not saying it's directed to you, but just those that are out there that are hearing this and being inspired. This is a process. This is a business, especially if you're trying to do music. So, do it the proper way.
Yeah.
Google is your friend. So there's no reason you should not know how to do things. And there's no reason that you should not know about the business of entertainment if this is what you want to do.
Yes.
Just because you put something out on SoundCloud isn't going to get you, instant success. And so there's a process. Make sure your stuff is recorded, mixed,
copywritten,
mastered, copyrighted. It's a business.
Yes.
You have to have your publishing in place. You need to have your record company in place. Be your own label. Be your own boss. Be your own person. So, but have a team at the same time because you can't do it all.
Yeah. Yep. You are speaking the truth right there.
I try.
So we're gonna listen to Words. We were talking about Words, and then we got off track.
It's all good. People needed to hear that Sunday morning sermon.
So here we are with Mr. Ashley Scott and Words.
When I met you, I liked you, then I loved you and stayed with you. Opposites, they do attract, and it's a fact that it can work. When you talk, I listen to you, and I hear just what you're saying. Give me some time to take it in, so I know what to say. Because words, they are powerful. They can help, they can hurt. All words, they have meaning. They can heal and hinder. When I don't know what to say, I don't. And when I I don't know what to say, I'll say nothing at all. Shutting down isn't right, but I really don't wanna fight. Can you control your emotions and feelings before you say something out loud? You have to have some peace when you step to me. Once it comes out, there's no turning back, because the words, they are powerful. They can help, they can help, they can hurt. Or words have meaning, they can heal and hinder. When I don't know what to say, I just don't. But when I don't know what to say, I'll say nothing at all. I'm careful what I say. That's why I walk away. I have to figure out what I say to you. Have to give me time to sort it in my mind. That's why I made the choice not to say anything, baby. They're powerful, they can help and hurt, have meaning and hinder. When I don't know what to say, no I don't, no I don't. But when I don't know what to say, I don't say.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to.
Ooh, sing them backgrounds, y'all.
That was my favorite part of the song too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm listening to them. Wait a second. I should have been fading that out because they are singing the backgrounds up in there.
Pull it back up if you can.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Here's the reprise, y'all.
Started back at that little breakdown part. That was my favorite part of the song. Right here.
No, I don't. I don't want to say anything to hurt you, baby. I don't want to make it worse. No, I don't. I won't say anything.
Yeah, y'all like that reprise, right?
Yeah, that was the breakdown part. Nobody breaks down records anymore. So
Okay.
that was and I was channeling a well-known New York voice. I'll just say that was known for doing very lush music and vocal arrangements. And so while that's not one of his melodies, that was just an inspiration because he could break stuff down and have some of the baddest vocalists just doing some crazy arrangements. So I really went out.
I think I feel who you're talking about.
We're not going to say because I'm not going to be sued.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I mean, he inspired so many people. So
Oh, please.
that was kind of where I was channeling that. So I had two gentlemen on that on the chorus with me singing the harmonies. That was my friend Nick Jason and Carter. He's a vocalist as well. And then I had three females on there. My friends Nomi Gray, Ashley Lewis, and Stephanie Oliver, and they came in on that breakdown part. And you missed one part because you faded it out, but the harmonies were just. I arranged all those vocals, so when the music was playing, I was like, oh shoot, we're gonna get some real fancy stuff on here and just channel and just present some great stuff. So, that was a fun session. And again, the harmonies on that record were just amazing. And I was enjoying it when you were playing it. I was in show mode and just thinking back to the session, just the blending of voices. Again, I like singing in groups and arranging vocals, so that's one of my favorite ones right there.
That sounded so good. We can't say it, but but
no, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. I said a New York voice.
It's almost a song that I felt like, oh my goodness, this is something I would say, because I don't let everything out, and not to hurt somebody's feelings or something. I always got to like think before I open my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're in the middle of stuff, I mean, people drop F-bombs and other 2-letter words and just laying folks out, and that's what happens. I mean, that's what happened on that bus with that guy when I wrote "Don't Throw Our Love Away."
Okay,
so they just needed to watch their words, and because I don't like to argue, so me want to argue. Okay, I'm gonna go in the next room. All right, I'm not even doing this. I'm not having this conversation right now.
I hate arguing.
So you calm down.
My thing is like, and it takes a lot for me to get there too. So by the time I get there, I was like, I'm still not going to get there.
Right. Yeah. It takes same here. I don't like to argue. Okay, you having a problem? All right, go have your problems. I'm gonna go over here and continue on, because life has to keep moving. So there's stuff to do on the to-do list. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. I used to get down with some arguing, but not anymore. I reached 25 and realized I don't have to do that anymore.
Right, exactly. Hey, look, that's a teenage thing.
Right. Walking down the street arguing behind somebody. Don't walk away from me. You hear me talking to you, fool?
Right. Right. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh,
man.
boy. But I love that words. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And everybody need to go over to Ashley Scott Music.
Yeah, AshleyScottMusic.com. If they click on the music store, they can download all those tracks right there. Exactly. And the proceeds go to a very well-deserving family, mine. So, that's the quote Eric Roberson.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the proceeds will go help a very needy family, mine.
So yeah,
please go to Ashley Scott Music and purchase the music there. It'll be greatly appreciated. I think you guys will enjoy it, because you heard all of it right here on Troy's podcast. So
yeah. I mean, and what you're getting is all quality, all wonderful music. I purchased mine, so everybody go out there and get yours. And, we got to support Black business, and this is a Black business.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. That's the same thing with Tangeray. I said, go on out there and support Tangeray, because go to her website and download it and pay a little money, because you spend more money on foolishness.
Right. At 25, I had to, get some glasses. So the last pair of glasses, my kids, broke because trying to hug them, they waved and knocked them off. So, when I had to support a Black business with these new Jamie Foxx glasses right here. So,
okay. They look good. Y'all can't see it, but I can see them though.
Right. Go to my Facebook. You'll see pictures. I'm wearing glasses, but yeah, it's a Jamie Foxx line. So thank you, Jamie.
Hey, shout out Jamie Foxx. Glasses and your hats and stuff.
Exactly. I haven't bought the hats yet, but yeah, not the glasses. Seeing is believing.
Okay.
And I see the light with these glasses.
Believe it or not, I thought I needed glasses, but once I stopped working, my eyes they got better. I think because I was sitting in front of an iPad all the time with the sun glaring off of it in my face.
Yeah, that's possible.
Made my eyesight a little, blurry. But now I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm getting my eyes. I mean, not that I'm perfect, but it's just a whole lot better than it was before. I can read the screen and everything now without squint.
Yeah. For about 2 weeks, I in the process of getting them, I couldn't see much. So I had to do one Instagram interview, and I had to just take off the glasses and be cool. And I was like, okay, if you're trying to get me to read the stuff on the screen, it looks like a foreign language. So don't even ask me. I can't see what you're typing. I saw the person I was being interviewed to, but all the comments, I was like, okay, I can't read that stuff. I'm gonna have to go back, because I was just trying to be cool, but I didn't want to look like, one of the cast members of Revenge of the Nerds with tape on my glasses.
The big white tape.
Right. I had blue tape, actually. So yeah, I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful. But thanks for having me on your podcast, man. This has been fun catching up and just cracking up and reminiscing.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being here. Shoot, this is a blessing. You know,
this was fun, man. This was fun.
It's been too long. So once things start to open up again, we got to see each other in person. I come down to Philly when you're doing something.
If I can plan some shows, soon, I'll keep you posted. And if you know of any venues you think that would be, cool in New York, let me know so I can, try to get some gigs in those places.
Oh, definitely.
Again, I want to take this thing on the road and let the world hear the music. So,
yeah, I'll be on the lookout to see who's opening up and who's doing what.
Okay, cool.
I know a couple of people that know a few things like China Black. You know China?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know China. She's good friends with some friends of mine, Helen and Terry.
Yeah.
Helen Bruner and Terry Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Artists here in Philadelphia and co-colleagues on the Grammy board.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So she's doing some things now. So check with see what places she's hanging, what she's doing her stuff at, and see what's going on.
Yeah, she can sing, boy.
Okay.
She's a great voice.
Okay.
And her crew that she keeps with her, there's some singing fools too.
Okay, well, you know that she got something else that we're gonna. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do the shout out now that China's gonna be the next guest on my podcast.
Oh shucks, I'll be tuning into that.
Yeah,
Tell her I said hello.
Well, definitely, she's doing something with Melanie Daniels and Mike.
That's big.
Yeah, because Melanie sings her face off too.
Yeah, she does. She's a legend.
Yeah, so they all got a group together. It's called So Artistic. Yeah. So yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of hollering right now.
Okay.
A lot good hollering. Though.
Okay.
I like good hollering.
Okay.
That's what I like about Shaka Khan. She can holler.
Yep. And then she bring it down too and give you a little sexy and lows, and that's where the everlasting love wears me out.
I love the squallers.
Yeah.
I love those squallers.
So you could imagine Melanie and China chirping together.
Just in harmony. That's I need to hear that and see that. So keep me posted on it.
Most definitely. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
sir. And please go get the music at ashleyscottmusic.com. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at AshleyScott3, and I'm on Facebook at I Am Ashley Scott. And please go get the music. Hit me up on social media. I do respond to messages, and I'm just thankful for those that love the music.
Yes. Shout out. Thank you. Hey, everybody, let's say thank you, Ashley Scott.
Oh, man. This is really, I will take it down like they did in the basketball. Thank you.
You know what? We're going to ride out with the remix again.
Okay, cool.
A little.
Keep it upbeat.
Yeah, something upbeat on the way out of here. Here we go. Dance the Night Away remix. We'll yell at you later, Ashley.
Thanks, dude.
It's that time of the week when your mind starts to see, wanting to do your own thing, makes you want to do some dancing. Let's set the date, baby, so you can get to the floor. Your hair, your nails, dress, and shoes is all that we need. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on. 1, 2 step the stress away. Come on. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you. Baby, we can dance the night away. Come on. 1, 2 step the stress away. Come on. Baby, we can dance the night away. Just me and you. Let's have some food and some wine. Baby, tonight your light will shine. Once you decide to let go of all that's bothering you. Now we take to the floor to move to the left, move to the right. Step up and take it back tonight. Let go of all the things on your mind, and we
Yes, I just want to say a big thank you to Ashley Scott. Ashley, thank you again. Thank you for stopping by our podcast. And please, everybody, check out my other podcast, 6 Degrees of, I always got something happening. Please have a good one and thank you.